we're going
I
to have
don't.
a conversation about it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I totally agree with that. I think that a lot of people don't speak up about the things that's bothering them or is a concern. Now, there's different levels to it, of course. If he's being like excessive, like he's complaining about every single thing, then it's like, damn, like, do you not want to be with me? I get that. But if it's something that strikes his interest where it's like, I don't really like when you wear your hair short. I do. He's giving you the option to be able to make that decision, that choice. He's not saying change your hairstyle, but he's just expressing to you like, like I kind of like when you wear your hair like this, and then you can kind of say no to self when you in the bathroom when you're dialing yourself up, getting dressed for dinner. He like it when I wear my hair like this. So that's something along the line, and not everybody know that. It's how you frame it. It's how you present it. If
Right.
you present it a certain
Not
Here,
type
what
of
you
way,
say, but how
it's
you
like
say
like
it.
you're giving it a choice. And if she's really into you, then she's going to make those necessary changes. But you don't have to force her because I think some women have been in a lot of controlling situations, and when they've been in those things, it just triggers them, and they like, you know what, you're controlling. But just give her the option. And then if she continues to not like what it is you got going on and y'all not married, then you say, hey, I don't think it's gonna work, and you maybe can explain to her why. But at least just give her the option. Then that way you still put it out there, and then she made the decision on her own.
mhm, yeah.
All right. I do want to switch it up, man, real quick. I did have one more topic that I want to bring in. Let me ask you about this question. Do you think it's a problem for Um, and this goes for you, Sherman. I got to cut out here in a second, but is it an issue if a woman asks, hypothetically, if you were single, would you be okay if a woman asked you, why are you single?
Yeah.
Why would you
Oh,
be okay
wow.
with that?
I mean, they need to hear a story. There's like reasons why you're single. I know if I was interested in talking to a woman, I'd be like, so you've been saying, why are you single? What happened? And I would want to hear the story just so I could, know who I'm dealing with. I mean, more than likely it's gonna be a whole bunch of bullshit anyway, but you probably just got to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Just to see where their mind is at. Because
Mhm.
usually when you ask somebody, they're more so gonna make whoever they were with look bad. They're not going to be accountable. They're not going to say that they fucked up. Like, man, I messed up. I had a good one. More than likely, it's going to be somebody else's fault. But I just want to see. I just want to hear the story. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like that's a bad question to ask because someone could possibly say, well, I was focused on my career. I didn't have enough time to date, or I was raising a kid, or I was too busy doing this, doing that. You know what I mean? It's not going to always be something negative, but I feel like if you are potentially thinking about talking to somebody, you should want to know the reasons why they're single, if especially if you're in your mid 30s, you know what I mean? Like I would want to know, because I look at it like this. We've had, since becoming an adult at 18, if you're like 38, you had 20 years, what I'm saying, to figure it out, find a mate or whatever. So I want to hear what the fuck was going on within those 20 years.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just me.
I mean, sure, maybe it's not their purpose, man. Maybe
Nah, I
they.
mean, but they that sounds good, but I also feel like
Come
every
on.
human being wants to have some type of companionship. Like that's just how we're built. For the people to say that, oh, it just I'll be like, bro, come on, get the fuck out of here. You ain't telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't act like you wouldn't want a woman walking around your house or whatever, bro. You probably just ain't done enough self work or shadow work or whatever you want to call it to be able to court and have a woman at the house. And that's on you, bro. You know what I mean? Because I know if there was a woman that was like their type, or whatever that came through, and they'll do all that they can. Because it's like somebody saying, "Damn, that Benz, it's not all that, man. You don't need that, whoop de whoop whoop, man." But in hindsight, they probably are psyching themselves out because they know they cannot have that car. They know that there's nothing possible in them to make them even achieve having the car. Now, me, I'm a hustler, opportunist. I got shit move. I'm like, nigga, I could get whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I want
Oh,
that girl. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna go up there and get her. That always been my attitude. You know what I'm saying? And so when I see or hear a man talk about, shit like that. I'm like, bro, there's something in you that's fucked up, or lady, there's something in you that's fucked up, where it's like you might be hurt, you might be not over something, you know what I'm saying? Or you may just not believe in yourself enough to think that you could achieve it, but you're not gonna sell that shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that sex feels good to the next person. And if you could have some box or a stick, you know what I'm saying, with you at all times, just there at your disposal, you know what I'm saying? And you like it, that's always fucking ideal. Rather than you sitting over here talking to, 8 people trying to get one to pull up. If you had the motherfucker right there, man, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'll be looking at it like, you can manipulate yourself, but you cannot manipulate me to believe that shit that you fucking selling.
All right, sir. I'm asking ladies, man. Is that a difficult question? Would you be offended on the first date if a man asks you, why are you single? Or do you think that's just a common question that single folks should be asking?
It's a common question, I think.
Yeah, pretty common.
Yeah, single people just ask because you want to know. Like Sherman stated, you want to know what they're going to say, first of all, right? It gives you an idea if that person can take accountability. Because I have run into people where they will say, it was me. I made mistakes. I did this. And then you run into others where they just go on and on about the other person. It gives you insight into their character and the type of person that they are. And also the things that they've gone through, right? So how their mind works and how they may even view you. Because sometimes when people are hurt and they haven't gotten over it, they'll throw that baggage onto the next person that they speak with. So it just gives you an overview of that person.
Yeah. What people don't understand is that you can actually, because a lot of people don't like to discuss previous relationships with the current person they're with. And from both sides, either the person is ashamed or embarrassed, or maybe they may be withholding something or hiding something. And then the person that is on the receiving end of that, they just don't want to hear about any other men or women. It should only be about me. But you can actually learn so much based on how that person operated within their previous relationships. If you're looking for, let me change this. If you're looking for any context whatsoever, then this is the way that you would get that context, as far as somewhat of a quicker overview instead of having to endure. And you can kind of tell if somebody messing around. Maybe they might fear or two, but you can really put all that into perspective. Like, okay, interesting. I'm gonna watch out for that a little bit later. I'm gonna see how that play into this relationship. I'm gonna see if I see any signs that this person still hasn't changed, or they still on that same type of time.